Why are sun signs in the newspaper sometimes right and sometimes wrong? Well, I'll tell you why. It's a shotgun. We got, what, 3 million people sitting around here in the United States wondering what to do in the morning. So they look at the funnies and they look at this site. However, the easiest thing to say about that is that they're bound to be right with something, to somebody, somewhere, somehow. So I can say right now, how y'all doing out there in the cave? Somebody's got to be out in the cave. That's just what it is. You'll find it is kind of like damp and cold, and don't you wish you had a fire? You know, so this is the kind of thing that's like. However, you know, the real thing with sun sign astrology gives us all a bad name. But if I showed you this one time before in my first video. If we're just talking about this sign only, and this is all you're going to see, and this is all we're talking about. Say, oh yeah, here's the sun sign. Okay, this is it, sun sign. Now, the more I talk about it, the more boring this circle gets, because there's nothing here to really see. So I'm talking about the sun sign only. This is what this is what it is. This is the whole thing. And you've heard me talk about various aspects of different planets with different areas and on different videos. I'd never just say only the sun. That's a fallacy. As a matter of fact, the sun sign thing is what makes the skeptics all bounce and jerk all over the place when they start writing us about what kind of BS this is all about. They don't know that the traditional astrologers literally bobbed and weaved and carved the signs in and out with strengths and weaknesses and accidental debilities and accidental dignities. We have a lot we look at in a chart. It's very much a strong discipline, has a lot of rules and regulations, and we follow them. It's got nothing to do with just a sun sign. Sun sign started with Alan Leo when he started talking about only this kind of a thing. He got busted. And when he got busted, he couldn't do astrology anymore because the police said, no, you don't do this sort of thing. And so he made up the sun sign stuff and started going into the psychological thing along the same time Freud did and Jung did. And what happens here is you don't get much now. You get sort of like a diagnostic read on just about fit anybody, because this is what Randy's talking about in his videos. It all says pretty much the same thing. It's just stuff. They're psychological profiles, and having studied psychology myself, I know about this sort of thing. And astrology is not that. It's not a profile. It's got nothing to do with that. You don't look at a chart. You read them, just like you would a book. And when somebody sits in front of you and gives you a chart, trust me, you read who that person is, and it's all there. It's all there. It's got nothing to do with sun sign. So sometimes it's right and sometimes it's wrong because, well, it's a shotgun effect. Out of all the millions of people they're going to talk about, something's got to make a hit.